Guys on the coin toss today. Do the same thing as the first round. Shot clocks located in the corners over there. Towers, let's do Daniil number 1, Holger number 2. TV changeover still, and if you have the marks of the play, you can check. If you need more towels, they have over there on this left side of my chart. Holger, you want to choose? You have heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads for him, so yours. After the coin toss, a picture facing both sides, okay? Yes? Oh, that was a long one.
Got good depth on the coin toss.
Receive. Okay, now a picture facing there and there.
Carlos Bernardes has the honor of being in charge of today's championship match. And for Rune, the big win was Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals, beating a 6-time champion in 3 sets. And then in the semi-finals, got the better of Casper Ruud, coming back from being a set in the breakdown, that injury timeout, controversial midway through the second set, tail end of the second set, chances for both.
Yep, now that this was a match that Casper Ruud had on his racket, a set in 4-2, and then would only manage 2 more games from there. Holger Rune said in his interview with Prakash afterwards that he relaxed and just decided to play his own tennis, not worry as much about Casper, who played as well as you'll see him play in that opening set. Incredible level from Casper. Meanwhile, Medvedev and Tsitsipas in this one, they had a big rain delay, quite a few of them. Medvedev able to get it done in straight sets in the end. 5-5, a couple of late breaks helping the Russian, and some creativity on the court with the drop shot and in his post-match celebration. But Tsitsipas, another good tournament for him as well.
He referenced that his win over Alexander Zverev in the 4th round gave him a lot of confidence. Zverev, we know, has had a lot of success on all of the court surfaces, but particularly the clay. And then Yannick Hanfmann was beaten comfortably in the semi-finals, 2-2. He returned exceptionally well there, and really has played some of the best tennis of his career on this surface. 6th final of the year for Medvedev, going in search of a 5th title. Let's have a little look at their head-to-head record. Just a 1 meeting previously in Monte Carlo on this surface in the quarterfinals, but it was coming off the back of a late finish, wasn't it, the night before by Medvedev, and he didn't really feel as strong as he would have wanted physically.
Yeah, we'll see if he feels good today, coming off of a late finish last night. But 3-4, it was pretty cruisy for Rune, who has more career wins on this surface than Daniil Medvedev, given 7 years away. So already proven his credentials on the surface. Medvedev trying to burnish his.
Second career clay court final for Medvedev. A lot of people forget that he made the final in Barcelona back in 2019, lost to team on that occasion. He was a semi-finalist in Monte Carlo as well, lost to Lajovic there. So this is his first final at this level on this surface, and it's the 3rd final of the European clay court swing for his opponent today. Winner in Munich and runner-up in Monte Carlo to Rublev. So we're all set for the championship match in Rome. Off the back of the break, it'll be Holger Rune against Daniil Medvedev. Trophy that these two are trying so desperately this afternoon to get their hands on. It's always one of the most popular stops, and a tournament that has so much prestige attached to it. For these two, it would be a meaningful moment. Rune and Medvedev to do battle here at the Foro Italico. A week away from the main draw at Roland Garros getting underway. We'll be bringing you first ball to Trophy Lift coverage there. A lot to play for today as far as the rankings are concerned. Rune's up to 6 now with his semi-final win yesterday, so with the 6th seed. And Medvedev, if he wins today, will move up to world number 2, and therefore will be the 2nd seed at Roland Garros.
Prima partita, out servizio, Daniil Medvedev. Play. Win the 0, 15 love. Zero, 30 love. Quarenta zero. 40 love.
Perfect starts. Second meeting between these two in this European clay court swing. They met in Monte Carlo a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, beautiful day in Monte Carlo and a great day for Holger Rune. Getting off to an early start, had the break of serve, held on to it, 6-3 opening set, and then late in set 2, Medvedev had game point. Rune rocking the forehand, and he would eventually rock the break and hold out at 15. So another top 5 win for the Dane.
Remember, Medvedev had beaten Zverev 7-6 in the deciding set the evening prior, and they finished really, really late due to some rain. And he had to come back early the next day to play in the afternoon, so wasn't at his best physically there. Rune going all the way to the final before falling to Rublev. Off the back of that was a winner in Munich, successfully defended his title there, did it the hard way against Van der Zandschulp in the final. Oh, yes. I can do anything with the backhand. And it's so difficult to read where he's attempting to hit that shot. The strong left hand there, drawing that across Rune's body. The injury timeouts in the semi-final was treatments to the right shoulder. Got some sort of deep tissue massage on that, but we didn't see any reduction in the amount of pace he was able to generate thereafter. In fact, quite the opposite.
No, he lifted his speed. Full credit to the physio.
His magic fingers.
What he said to Prakash on the desk afterwards, when Prakash rightly asked him what was going on, why did you need a medical timeout? He said that his shoulder was sore. He thought because he was having to hit so many balls up over his shoulder height, basically, because Casper Ruud did so much topspin off of both forehands and backhands.
As Pimo done a great job with Rune ever since they kind of hooked up tail end of last season. His results have been outstanding. It's a nice hold, one apiece now. He's looking to continue this win streak against top 5 opposition, which is simply incredible.
Yeah, as a young teen, he lost to Djokovic in the opening round of the US Open when Novak was trying to close out the slam, and he actually took a set off of Novak. It would be Medvedev who would end that run, but since then, 7 in a row against top 5 opponents. It's just hard to fathom that a young player can post those kinds of numbers. It's certainly a leading indicator to greatness coming. No guarantees, but boy, does it point the dial upwards.
Scoffed a little when Rune's very open about how good he thinks he's going to be and who the best players in the world are going to be over the next decade or so, and puts himself right up there, of course. But at the moment, he's had the results to back it up. Cannot argue with that.
Threatening an early break here is Rune, who has been, completely candid when asked about his ambitions. He doesn't hold back. I want to be one of the greats. Gilles Savard, one of the great coaches of this era.
Set the points up beautifully there. And stark contrast to Medvedev. He's one of these players, Jim, that likes to take the return early, doesn't he? Sometimes on clay that's difficult. You can't really trust the bounce as you would do on other surfaces, but that doesn't stop him.
Yeah, it's right here. It's touching the hip here. It's touching and it's touching both sides. Good.
Found his range yet, had a half chance there at love 30. Good hold for Medvedev, who leads 2-1 in the opening set. So no breaks of serve as yet. Early doors in the opening set.
Queen Dishi 7. 15 love.
Updates on the match, of course, earlier, featuring Chris Eubanks against Benoit Paire to the opening set on a tie break, and got a nice healthy lead in the second now over in Geneva.
Condition 30-15. Daniil, the second one is good. The first one is out. The first one was yours. This one is good. It's good.
Well, this is
First serve.
this is a bit of a discrepancy with Hawkeye. Hopefully we'll get a picture-in-picture here. Because it appears, based on Hawkeye, that Carlos Bernardes has confused those two marks. And this one, in fact, was out, and the other one was Medvedev's. Oh well, 2025, it won't be a concern anymore. That one, I think we can clearly state, was out. Saw that one from Santa Monica. It's not going to matter much anymore, but I still don't understand why you don't have either the lines person responsible for the service lines and the base lines, or ball kids or someone else erase at every changeover, erase the marks near the line so there's never a confusion over old marks if possible. It's not rocket science.
Both players holding early on here, 2 apiece, and both are putting together really good seasons so far. Medvedev posting the best numbers as far as overall wins are concerned this season, 38 in total, going in search of a 5th title here, but Rune, 28, is also enjoying an awful lot of success.
Now you look at the points this year in the live race, and Medvedev currently the world #1 in that department. 450 points clear of Alcaraz and over 1,000 more points than Djokovic. Well, still plenty to play for, but if they ended the year right now, Medvedev would be your world #1.
Given how well he played in that swing where he won the 4 titles, Rotterdam, Doha, Dubai and Miami, where he beat Sinner in the final, also runner-up in Indian Wells. A lot of people forget that it was a bit of a struggle for him at the start of the season. Lost in the 3rd round, the Aussie Open to Korda. Given he was going to be able to turn it around as he did in such sensational fashion. Remember, last year only won 3 matches on the clay, going for a 10th this afternoon.
15-13.
Oh, double fault has appeared at times for Medvedev in this tournament, and that one puts him in a little trouble here. Opportunity for Holger at 15-40.
Grazie.
I want Carlos Bernardes perhaps to have another look at this. No.
30-40. 30 Porter.
One saved. That too, a couple of first serves just in the nick of time there.
Medvedev going to his preferred serve on these break points. He does like to slice the serve in both boxes more often than not. Rune, in reaction to that, trying to slice the return back in play, not able to handle that one.
Boris Becker courtside there, front and center. Oh, what a shot! And what a save there from 15-40 down. So Medvedev leads now, 3 games to 2. Holger Rune going in search of a 28th win on the season. 13-2 on the clay, so arguably his favourite surface. 14-10 last year. As remarked earlier, his record against the very best has been incredible. 13-9 lifetime against top 10 opponents. 7-1 top 5. To that tally today, it's the mindset so confident that he brings into these matchups, and
15-0.
backs it up beautifully by having such a powerful game, effective on any surface. It's a lovely combination.
Direct 0. 30 love.
Just a wee bit too fancy on that
40,
volley.
15.
Try to give it a little too much backspin. Perhaps feeling the freedom of the scoreboard. 40 love.
Rune.
Battle now, well and truly joined.
With Verizon's new My Plan, I get exactly what I want and only pay for what I need.
Now I'm in charge of my plan.
Introducing My Plan from Verizon. You get exactly what you want and only pay for what you need. And it all starts at just $30. It's your Verizon.
Medvedev's long been one of the more unpredictable second servers in men's tennis. At times, hitting 130-mile-an-hour second serves, catching opponents off guard. And with that unpredictability comes some misses, some miscues and mistakes. And what's been a little worrying, if you're a Medvedev fan, is that when he has had double faults, that they tend to come in bunches and they can be within the same game. And he can end up putting himself in real trouble. With that,
15-30. 15-30.
making a good amount of first serve so far today, is not having to hit too many seconds. But interestingly, he's first serve percentage over 70%. His second serve make percentage right now is 50%.
30.
Let's see if he can make one here. An important point. Rune threatening to get another break point opportunity. This is that one. Medvedev's second serve is not really the type of issue, though, that we've talked about for years with Zverev, where you can see the deceleration, the lack of confidence. Medvedev doesn't miss for lack of confidence. Might almost be too much bravado at times. This is going big more often than not.
He's had to work a little harder than Rune today on the serve. He's managed to hold so far, and pleased to see those blue skies up above. Chris Eubanks getting his clay court campaign off to the best possible start. I played a few challenges on hard courts. And a couple of quarterfinals and a semi-final, I think, there to boast of. So adding to his tally as far as ranking points are concerned. But a good win today over Benoit Paire. Things will get a little more tricky in the second round. We'll face Alexander Zverev, who took a wild card at the very last moments here. And is seeded number 3 here this week in Geneva. We'll get the forehand back in play there once it skidded through the line.
0-15, block 15.
Rune has been serving pretty solidly today, and surprisingly, Medvedev struggled to make returns against Rune's first serve today. He's going to get a second serve here. Block 15. Rune has been cruising on serve, but this could get a little treacherous for him.
Got some nice hop on that, didn't he?
Speaking of treacherous, how about the lines officials on this rather small court for the way that Medvedev plays? You watch the person covering the wide line when Medvedev's returning serve, and they're on the tarp. They're off of the clay. They have to retreat to give space for Medvedev's wand work. Don't want to get hit with the racket. This camera's not going to show it very well.
Courtside as ever.
30-15.
Travels with him most weeks. And the lines person behind the towel holders.
Cowering behind the towel box, trying to call the line.
Very subtly, or she will very subtly try and move back into position thereafter.
30.
It's unusual. Medvedev with 10 unforced errors so far. Still in with a half chance in this game, though, at 30 all.
High risk from Rune. Second serve out wide to the forehand of Medvedev. And gets another generous error off the racket of the Russian. But that point was not without risk for Rune. He rolled the dice on that second serve.
It's another well-worked point from Rune.
4 giochi pari. 4 games on.
A little to choose between the two at the moment. Pretty close there on the final 2 forehands. Great return initially too, so maybe Rune here making his move.
You can see, based on the crowd reaction, you can hear that Rune is probably likely waving them on too. Likes to get the crowd behind him, encourages them to do so. Oh, that dropped.
He's not quite sure, is he? I think it did.
That caught the back of the line. Beautiful shot from Medvedev and saves love 30.
As funky as you like with the technique. Marvelous control there.
15 all.
Full octo on that one.
30-15. 30-15. Forty 15.
It's a lovely volley. Second point was huge in that game, wasn't it? Confident hold in the end. And he'll now try to apply as much pressure as he possibly can. 5-4. Pretty much the first time in these championships. It's turning into a beautiful evening. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage from the Foro Italio. It's day 13, so these are extended events now. And Rune needing to hold here to stay in the opening set.
Queen 0. 15 love.
A lovely return there initially, and then winning the battle of the baselines.
Queen 15 all.
It's often a feature when you're watching Medvedev play. He will return from a very, very deep position, but often he's very quick then to move up the court for the next shot in the rally. Just enough on the volley, but he's playing a dangerous game there.
Medvedev certainly had time to see him coming and surprisingly hit the ball straight at Holger, going for the 2-shot pass combination, but the drop volley had enough backspin on it, checked up, and even Medvedev's long stride not able to get him there in time.
30 pari. 30 all.
Wonderful serve.
40-30. 40-30.
Continues that rich vein of form, serving and volleying with great success there.
5 giochi pari. 5 games all.
Medvedev normally so good at just making returns and asking questions of his opponent, but today Rune is getting a ton of value when he's making first serves.
Oh, what a shot.
Rune tried to surprise Medvedev, but going behind him with the backhand approach, and Medvedev
15 long.
able to use the long arm of the law to stay alive in it, and then flicks the backhand winner.
$30. 30 long.
Hit that return out of the park.
Is he going for 6 there? Cricket reference. Pandering to Goodall.
Drop shot as well as he would have wanted today, as yet. Really nice service game from Medvedev. Gets his nose in front once more. 6-5 is the lead now. We'll have a little look at the FanDuel live odds to win the match. This is the very definition of a pick'em. Rune with a 50.5% advantage over Medvedev, but very little to choose between the two at the tail end of this opening set.
Let first service.
Medvedev's not sure, so he's going to ask the question of Carlos Bernardis here.
No, fine. Fair enough. Yeah, he's touching Daniil. He's coming this way. He's touch. It's good.
Hesitation in deciding that just enough of the ball did indeed touch the line.
Queen Dishi, 0.
What did it?
15 long.
It's a nice injection of pace there.
Medvedev's had persistent pace on the forehand wing this tournament. He's really been aggressive with it when given opportunity.
15 all.
More serve and volley was on the way from Rune there. He is sprinkling it in at tight moments on the scoreboard.
That's the start of the match. If you'd offered him 10 of 12 points won and missing his first serve against Medvedev, he'd have bitten your hand off.
30-15.
So Sergio Palmieri is the tournament director. All of this rain has aged him dramatically. He's only 27. There, that's more like it. That's the Medvedev we come to know and love.
It's definitely risky business, serving and volleying and giving him an angle to play with, because he can go down the line or short angle. That two-handed backhand is reliable.
Oh, he's missed it. Another wonderful rally from Medvedev.
Rune lost an opportunity to go down the line early in the rally with his forehand, and Medvedev didn't let him off the hook once he got in control. And it's very difficult to lob Medvedev at his height from close quarters. So Daniil's first break point of the day will also be a set point.
Grazie, per favore.
It's a risky business at the best of times. Medvedev there read that one beautifully. And incredibly, he's just a set away from his first clay court title. Just over 3/4 of an hour in the making, the opening set, and Medvedev with the vital break at the tail end of it. Wrapped up 7 games to 5. Quick bathroom break for Rune. Quite animated to his coach Patrick there. The change of ends, distraught with how poorly he was playing when it really mattered. He needs to respond positively here.
Grazie.
Medvedev, it's a nice bonus. Probably didn't play as well as he would have wanted in the opening set. Didn't return as effectively as we know he can. Made a few more unforced errors than we're used to seeing, and yet still finds himself a set to the good.
trying to make an early push here after dropping a 47-minute opening set. And just looking back on that, Jason, I'm wondering if Rune and some of the choices that he's making today aren't based on what happened in his match yesterday. Yesterday, he was nearly out. Down a set, down a break, came back for a grinding win over Casper Ruud in nearly 3 hours of play. And I'm wondering if he has the legs today to stay in here and grind against Medvedev, who is so tough in long rallies. Maybe that's why the serve and volleys. Maybe that's why all the drop shots from Rune that led to his ruin at the end of that first set.
His last 3 matches, in fact, have been won in 3 sets. Remember the win over Djokovic in the quarterfinals. Poprin was beaten 4 in the third prior to that, whereas Medvedev has won the last 3 of his matches relatively comfortably in straight sets. And throughout the course of that game, just went absolutely nuclear.
Hung in there for a little bit more of a rally at the end, but was hyper-aggressive early on. And if that is indeed what's happening, it's pure speculation on our part based on what we're seeing. Rune would be one of many who have run into a Medvedev problem in the finals with fatigue, most notably Djokovic, trying to close out the calendar year Grand Slam in New York when he was tired from all the physical and emotional energy spent in lots of long matches en route to that match. And Medvedev just gives you so little and wants to extend the rallies so that it can lead to bad choices if you just don't have the fuel in the tank. We'll see how this plays out.
Rune is certainly one of these players that can take it up a notch or 3. Has the firepower. We saw him do that a little bit yesterday when he found himself setting a break down after the injury timeout, up the pace. Certainly has the belief that he can maintain quality of play.
This is an interesting look into his physicality, though, because you have to remember, even though he's played a bunch of 3-setters en route to this match, they haven't been in consecutive days. Had a day off prior to his, had a couple days off, in fact, prior to his semifinal. So he played a physical and mentally draining match yesterday, sure. But you should be able to back-to-back best-of-3-set matches without feeling like you have to change the choices you're making. If you've done all the physical preparation, if you're feeling 100%, you know, we're not in Rome. We don't know if he's dealing with allergies, which happens to a lot of players in Rome. There's a lot of pollen in the air. We don't know everything, but what I do know is that you should be able to play a 2-hour, 45-minute match the day prior and come out and play another one today without a problem, if you're as physically fit as you need to be, to go 7 matches best of 5 sets, which is the real target for Rune and Roland Garros.
Well, if you think back to Monte Carlo earlier in this European clay court swing as well, had the win over Medvedev in the quarterfinals. That was straight sets. Tough one against Sinner in the semifinals, and then struggled physically against Rublev in the final.
Well, we'll see. If he's able to start playing more normal tennis here, maybe that was more of a mental reflection of the matchup and not feeling comfortable early on here in the final, or well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. It's fun to watch, that's for sure. Interesting puzzle to try and solve.
Certainly doing his level
40,
best to
30.
get pumped up here. And he's one of the best at using the crowd to try and give him a little bit of energy as well, which he loves to feed off. So far, so good. Here in the second.
Rune conduce 2-0. 2 games to love.
Certainly picking up the pace with his speed of shot in this set, no doubt about that.
Queen de 0. 15 love.
But a feel on the drop shot that time.
Queen de 15 all.
Ooh, had a look at it. Pretty good contact on that. Little reactive overhead from Rune.
30-15.
Catches the tape, and Medvedev breathes a sigh of relief for 30-15 rather than 15-30.
Quaranta 40-15.
That's a little bit of love too. Why wouldn't he? So Rune up the early break. He leads 2-1 here in a second. Shadows are being cast across this centre court for the first time in these championships, really. Certainly much of the second week was played under dark clouds and stormy skies. So the conditions now, the best they've been. So Rune, if he is trying to put his foot to the floor, couldn't have wished for better circumstances in which to do so.
Yeah, he's bringing the speed in the second set on the forehand wing, really lifting on that side for whatever reason. In the opening set, our good friend Jamie at Hawkeye has pointed out to us that Medvedev's hitting the ball much more aggressively today than in Monte Carlo when they played. Medvedev, with his confidence this week and the wins he's had, has found his groove by being more offensive-minded on this surface. And he's hitting everything harder. Returns, ground strokes, serves, all of it. Trying to take it to Holger Rune. And a chance now at love 30 for Medvedev to get back to even in set 2.
Didn't do enough for the approach there. And again, that might be a sign of not wanting to get involved in a protracted baseline affair. Normally there would have been a hit, and just see how much pressure you put your opponents under. You don't want to be approaching from a return that's that deep.
Oh my goodness.
Landed that, Jim.
All or nothing from Rune. Love 40 down on the dead run. It was going to be in or out, but it wasn't going to be anything but a point-ending shot. Rune was not coming back after this one. No need to. 91 on the line. Game extender. Now what? Second serve and volley, another quick point. What does he have in store, Rune?
Read it beautifully. He was off and running as soon as he'd hit the chip backhand. His penultimate shot of the rally. Plays a wonderful game there. A little bit of a helping hand from his opponent, has to be said. 2 apiece now.
2 games all.
Trying to add some emotional and tactical support is Muradoglu. Rune had a chance to put that volley away. Needed to be either shorter or stick it to the open court. Medvedev too quick. And this match moving along a pace now. A set 2-all, a little over an hour of play.
He's had that sudden burst of energy at the start of this set. Now what happens? Can he maintain it? What can he do now that he's lost control of that momentum? Medvedev doing a really good job there for just weathering the storm, and now it's he who's in control of the momentum. Look at that.
40-15.
All change here in the second set now. Daniil Medvedev very much in control of this one, seemingly a set and 3-2.
On serve here in set 2 and on the change of ends. Gilles Savara not having much to say to Medvedev. They rarely engage, even though coaching is now legal. But Patrick Muradoglu had quite a bit to say to Holger Rune, and Rune also sending a little info back towards his coach. Rune talking about how the conditions were super slow. Let's listen in.
Purpose on every point.
Is trying to get him to shorten the dialogue. Hard to see, hard to hear because of the other audio, but be patient was one thing that Muradoglu did say that stood out. And then Rune on the back end just mentioning the court conditions are so slow out here. indicating he's having trouble finishing points against Medvedev. Get in line, everyone does.
Much slower than they have been throughout the championships, though. You can see there's a little more top surface on the courts. Grandstaff had to add that after that deluge we had experienced earlier. A little slip here, if anything.
You think maybe just playing Medvedev, it feels slower because he covers the court so well?
Yeah. Such a different feeling, isn't it? Such a unique style of tennis he brings to the match court. With the court being a lot more slippery than it has been, I have to give Medvedev full marks. He's having to slide a lot more today than he has done in his last couple of matches. And those heavy conditions have meant that he could move a little more like he normally does on a hard court. That was a really good example of it in that last point. Getting more and more confident with his movement on the clay than he ever has been in the past. Very open about the fact that that's something that he has been practicing throughout this clay court swing off the back of losing in Madrid to Karatsev in the third round. Got back out on the practice court and was just working solely on sliding in and out of his shots, putting the brakes on and back into the rally as quickly as he possibly could. So crucial.
Certainly more patience in that rally from Rune, but at what cost? Looks fatigued on the back end of that, or at least disappointed, one of the two.
It's another test of legs, lungs, and heart. 21-shot rally. Medvedev in lockdown mode now.
Grazie. Vantaggio, Rune.
That's a lovely little change-up. Fabulous response to the tail end of the game there.
First time he's used this very wide serve position, goes behind Medvedev, and a really nice volley on the close. Excellent stick on that backhand volley. Adjustment going back on the second return in the deuce. Rune makes so many changes in this point. Where do we start? First of all, the return position was different. Went deep. All of a sudden, he started putting so much air and topspin on his backhand, just looping the ball down the center of the court. Patience, patience, patience in that rally, and then perfection on the 38th shot with the backhand winner.
Shades of that deciding set that we so enjoyed against Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinal, where he was the stronger of the two from the back of the court. Won the vast majority of the extended rallies to surprise Djokovic, and has a real chance here. Might that be the catalyst? Certainly seems to be enjoying the challenge here. And that's in itself perhaps the most crucial factor. Gifted a couple of points at the end, but it all changed with that 38-shot rally and the wonderful backhand at the tail end of it. Rune is the lead now. All change overhead and all change out on center court here in the second set. A couple of times now that he's been able to fashion a little bit of a lead. Can he extend it here? Serving at 4-3.
An interesting change in the first point of that last game, clearly, from Holger Rune. What was equally interesting was Medvedev's reaction to losing that point, trying to just play quick points and making error to give the breakaway. Credit to Muratoglu, encouraging Rune to be a bit more patient, certainly helped out.
A great dig initially out of the forehand corner, and then you'd bet your bottom dollar on Medvedev making that final backhand. Just a little heavy-handed with the forehand volley there to give him a second chance.
Grazie. Grazie. Condition. 30-15. Finish. 40-15.
What a run Rune's putting together here. 13 of the last 16 points now he's been able to win.
5 games separate.
Initially it was the power play, going absolutely nuclear at the start of the sets. But it's consistency that's done the damage.
Queen to shake 7. 15 long. Pallino, grazie. Trenta 0. 30 long.
Oh, yes. Beautiful, predetermined play there.
Second set yesterday against Casper Ruud. Rune was treated, medical timeout, had his right shoulder massaged on the change of ends, said it was sore. But he played through the pain, and his speed of shot increased after that medical timeout. Today, no signs of a decrease in pace from him at all as well. Ripping the ball big. I've seen him kind of reference that right shoulder a couple of times, but no sign of the physio yet. No interest in playing any long rallies in this game, it seems.
Nice little crush and rush there.
40-30. 30.
He's one of these players that can literally do everything. Has so many options available to him. He's choosing the right one. Oops. Now, just attempting to summon all of his energy in this next game, because he has a chance now to serve out the second set. Turned things around beautifully so far here in the second set after dropping the first in a little over 3/4 of an hour. An opportunity here if he can get the hole to take us the distance.
Grazie.
Another one of these testing baseline rallies. How does he respond now?
0-15. Long 15.
Missed it. Medvedev saw him coming, had the space down the line, but missed his mark by very little. Rune was looking to shorten that point, looking to serve and volley on his first serve, and did so on the second. Didn't want another 21 shot rally, I suppose. missed that. Oh, can you believe it?
A helping hand on the serve through the line, and
15-30.
a miss.
15-30.
Well, the score should be 15-30, but Medvedev should have won the second point, not the third.
Continues to have success when he's serving volleys. It's so unusual to see Medvedev miss this many returns in a situation like that.
It's 3 in a row. Does he go for 4 in a row on the serve and volley? That would be bold, but this kid certainly is. He's going for the +1 attack and misses another forehand, and with that comes opportunity for Daniil.
Per favore, grazie. Grazie.
It's very sensible point construction from Medvedev there, and it was enough.
5 giochi pari. 5 games off. Giocatori sono pronti, grazie. Per favore. Grazie.
Does Rune have another push in him here?
0-15. Love 15. Love 30.
Dangerously there. Serve only just caught the back edge of the line.
15-30.
4 of 12. Numbers he's posting on his second serve in this set. Needs a first.
Pari. Rotation.
Brilliant.
Bolton. Foro, per favore.
What a response.
Parità. Deuce. Vantaggio, Medvedev.
It's a big hold. Didn't Medvedev do well there to fend off break points along the way? Finding a couple of first serves just in the nick of time. A game away now. Our friends at FanDuel are giving Daniil Medvedev an 80% chance of winning the match right here, right now. Of course, those odds subject to change, and the match has swung beautifully to and fro, particularly here in this second set. Rune up a break on a couple of occasions, but now has to hold to stay alive.
Can Rune keep the unforced error count down in this game? Can he have the patience to wait for the right opportunity to attack against Medvedev? Medvedev surely wants to lock things down right here, limit his unforced errors. I mean, Rune has shown that he's just not willing to keep playing those long rallies. And with that type of tension, not able to handle that drop shot. Just 2 points now for Medvedev to claim this massive Masters 1000 red clay title.
Per favore, per favore. Per favore.
Surely now.
Love Bolton.
Daniil Medvedev.
And somewhere Djokovic and Alcaraz shed a tear because they're now at risk of being in the same half of the Roland Garros draw. Should Medvedev take one of these next 3 points, he ascends to #2 in the world and will be the second seed at Roland Garros. Odd choice, given Rune's been giving him unforced errors for Medvedev to try and finish things with the drop shot. Would have been stylish had it gone over, but now something to think about. Sure, Gilles Savard is wishing he would have not have considered that option.
Rune, please, per favore. out.
I want this checked, so we have to pause the celebrations. It was well long. What a moment for Daniil Medvedev. Carlos Bernardes will go down there just to make absolutely sure. But the upshot of it all is that Medvedev has won his very first clay court title, having been winless in his 3 previous appearances here in Rome. He leaves as the king of clay.
Not quite sure I'm willing to agree with you that he's the king of clay, Jason, but he is the king of Rome in 2023, undoubtedly, and it's a magnificent performance from him. An unlikely outcome, without a doubt.
Of course, now we're going to Roland Garros as the 2nd seed, the new world #2 on the live rankings. So that puts a little bit of a spanner in the works there. What an improvement we've seen from him this season on this surface. Confirmation of the new live rankings.
Yeah, so Djokovic will be a coin flip as to whether he'll be in Alcaraz's half or Medvedev's. That will be a dramatic moment in the draw ceremony later this week as we go, and Casper Ruud will be the 4th seed. Tsitsipas needed to win yesterday to edge him. So, well, there's a lot to think about here. Certainly Alcaraz and Djokovic will remain the favorites, but Medvedev will certainly have reason to believe he can make a deeper run in Paris than maybe we all thought. Holger Rune, though, absolutely in consideration as one of the favorites going in. Question marks now for me, though, over his physical stamina. If that indeed was the situation, maybe he'll have a word about it in press later. We'll get more information as to if he had the legs to stay in this, or if he felt like he needed to play faster tennis because of that long semi. Whatever the case, Medvedev was there, and he profited from some unforced errors from Holger Rune. Medvedev, not quite so sure we would have seen this one coming, but you know what? Pete Sampras won here in 1994 as well. So sometimes in Rome, you get some interesting results. This year, certainly one of them in the men's side and in the women's for that matter.
Elena Rybakina winning the women's singles yesterday. For Medvedev, 3 big wins along the way in the form of Alexander Zverev in the 4th round, Stefanos Tsitsipas in the semi-finals, and Holger Rune in the final today to win the 20th title of his career, a 5th on the season, and of course his 1st on the dirt. What a tournament it's been for Daniil Medvedev, the new world #2 and your champion